Hi Virgo, welcome to your November 2015 Tarot reading. So I just want to say thank you. It's been a year since I've been doing these. That's crazy, okay? I mean, it does feel like it's been a while, but not a year. But it's been a year this month since I've been actually put on, my YouTube channel. I've got 8,000 subscribers. And I just want to thank you all for sharing, subscribing and commenting, okay? Because obviously it's just amazing to me. I did say to the other side, when you're going to be doing half an hour, and it just kind of doesn't happen like that. I do want to, and I'm going to try my best to get up the yearly horoscopes for next year as well as the monthly horoscopes. So, obviously be patient. I know that obviously this is a goal I've set for myself, but it's just because it's November and I want you to have kind of a heads up and some time to watch your descendant, your moon, your sun sign and all of that for next year, okay? And also I'll be doing personalised yearly horoscopes. That will be amazing, where you can buy a horoscope where it'll focus all on next year for you. So record a video that basically when you get to the end of next year you can actually watch and be like, whoa, and see how everything pans out. But that'll be good. But in the meantime, I want to get these done and I want to get your yearly horoscopes done as well, so they're up for you and gone. So that's what you'll get in November. So what I'm going to do is, however long I feel it takes is what I'll take, because I think that's the best way to do it than just, going on forever or not going on for long enough. I'll just see how long is the best. Okay, let's do this shit. Okay, let's see. So I've got a Virgo ascendant, so I'm always interested when Virgo comes up. So the situation for Virgo for November is the Empress. Nice. So the Empress is all about abundance. The Empress card is about motherhood. So for those who really, really want to get pregnant, then what we've got is potential in November. It might be a mother figure is present or figures prominently for you in November for some reason. What I'm seeing though is for the Virgo woman, it's either wanting to be a mother or again finding out about a pregnancy. It might be unexpected. It could be with the King of Swords. So the King of Swords may figure in this. It might be that some of you fall pregnant with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius man. And with the King of Swords, it might be that he's not too happy about this, can't lie. Because the King of Swords is someone who's quite detached. Or you may feel that your partner, who's a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, is quite detached to the idea of having kids. And I'm a Gemini woman and I don't actually want kids. So I can definitely relate to this, Virgo. The message here is, again, it may be that you find out that you fell pregnant, and it might be a bit like, what the fuck just happened? What am I going to do? How am I going to prepare for this? The other side of the coin reads that this Leo woman, because that's what she is cheating with your man. Because you've got the Leo woman, and then you've also got, let me just fix this because otherwise it's going to irritate. You've got the Leo woman, and you've got the Gemini, Virgo, or Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra man. And what I'm seeing is that it might be that you find out, especially as you've got a fire sign in your emotions as well, that you find out that your man has been, or your husband has been cheating with this Leo. More so a Leo, but it could be a Sagittarius or Aries as well, a fire sign. So your situation is but fertility, because you've got the Queen of Wands in your emotions as well. So what I'm seeing, Virgo, is it might be fertility is on your mind in general. You might really, really want kids. Your partner might not really want kids. And this might be a big factor within your relationship. And it might be that it's getting to a point now where some choices need to be made. And you're like, look, but your partner seems completely detached to the idea of having children. The other side of the coin reads that he has been detached to the idea of having children. But yet November sees you falling pregnant. Okay. So that will be the situation for you this month in relation to pregnancy of some sort. What else am I seeing? Cheating, most definitely. So this fire sign is, it might be emotionally, because I'm going to bring this card up now. I'd normally bring it up later, but I'll bring it up now. So the Queen of Wands is in your emotions. So what I'm seeing is that it's suggesting, I hate the way all them are in the background, sorry, all me pills and me spray. At least just know I take my vitamins and my room smells nice. But the Queen of Wands is, it could be that she's in your emotions because you feel like your partner's cheating with her, or there's some kind of an affair going on, or he's having, because ones are all about sex, aren't they? Passion, all of that, or lusting after another woman. It might be that, I can't lie. Your career sees the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is all about the message here with the King of Swords and also the Empress and the Eight of Wands is that you've got an opportunity, Virgo, to really nurture what you feel truly passionate about, and you've got the chance to really stop for a minute. And it might be that you've had an idea since birth, because again, if we look at the Empress, it's all about motherhood. So it could be that, from when we were younger, from what you used to, when your mum used to say, so what do you want to be when you grow up? And you'd be like, and your life took a totally different direction. And it might be that you're going back to them times this month in relation to your career, etc. Or maybe your own mother is a Leo, or just a mum in general brings up, you might be kind of sitting there and having a conversation, because the Eight of Wands is about that. And she might kind of pop in the message or say to you, oh, well, you always wanted to be though, didn't you? And then you might kind of stop for a minute and be like, well, actually I did, why aren't I doing that? And the King of Swords coming up is all about an honest conversation, all about the facts, all about looking at things logically, looking at things rationally. It might be, again, I'm seeing and getting told as well, like a conversation will come about this month where you will start to really look at where it is you want to put your time in relation to your career, where it is that you want to nurture, what skills and hobbies you've got to nurture. So it might be that you're a really good knitter, or you design clothes, or you make clothes. I can make clothes, and therefore, I could stop tomorrow what I'm doing. That's the thing with being a Gemini, and Virgo is the same. I love Virgos because they're always Virgos can be very picky, and if you spend a lot of time around them, they can be quite irritating. But what I like about Virgos is these. I've got a Virgo ascendant, so I guess I'm irritating too. But what I like about Virgos is they really think outside the box, and they look at things so deeply. And that I've got good Virgo mates who I sit with and talk about shit for hours. But when they're talking about money or other things, they can become quite picky, or just simple shit. And you're like, alright, calm down. Like, it's not, But when I'm working with my Virgo ascendant, I become a bit picky. So the message is maybe you need to analyse and be a bit picky this month, and really start looking at where you can take the hobbies or the skill set that you've got and make money from it. The Eight of Wands is about online, so it may be that you decide to start up your own business this month. If you're sitting in a job that you really don't like, Virgo, and you've got, a World Wide Web and a shitload of skills where you can actually sell your services or your product on the web, I don't feel sorry for you. Okay, you choose the life you live, and you're choosing that life. You're choosing that minimum wage job. You're choosing to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. You're choosing to, my life right now is extremely hectic and extremely hard. And I don't think people actually realise, like, oh yeah, well, she's doing so well, and my life is not like that, and my life is not simple. Okay, but I get up off my ass and I work my arse off, and I'm working my arse off to achieve my dreams. Like, I always wanted to do this, and this could be a challenge for me. I've took on personal training, I've took on everything else, and it could be, people think she's reading tarot cards. It's like when people come to me, they're coming to me with serious issues. They want me to shed light. They're going to make decisions based off what I've said. It's not as simple as, oh, I'll tell you this, and you just... Do you know what I mean? So it really irritates me, stuff like that. But the message I'm saying to you is that you need to take what you're truly passionate about. What keeps me going? My passion for it. Okay, when people say this, I'm like, it's not like that, but I don't care, because I know what I'm doing. And when people come back to me and they leave the comments they leave on my website, or they send me messages when they've had private readings, I'm like, that's why you're doing it. That's why it's worth it. That's what you need to be doing, is the point I'm making in relation to going to a job where you've got to go to work and stuff and you're not happy, or going to a job where you're like, you know what, this is a challenge, it is fucking hard. I do have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and work till 10, 11 o'clock in the night, and then get up and do it all over again. But I'd rather be doing that than doing that when I'm getting minimum wage and I fucking hate it. Everything is a challenge. There's a good old saying, and that's, it's a challenge whether you work for other people or you work for yourself. But at least when you work for yourself, you're calling the shots. You're following your dreams, you're following your passions, and believe me, your passions will keep you going. Okay? So the Eight of Wands with the Empress card and the King of Swords may be that you have a conversation with your mother, or a family member even, but I'm seeing more probably with your mum, okay? Or even with yourself. It might be that you're a stay-at-home mum. That's what I've just got then. I've never actually got this before. But you're a stay-at-home mum, and you're kind of feeling a little bit like detached. You know, you're looking after your kids and all of that, and you're like, well, but this is my life. Well, it's not, because to be fair in that, you could be running a business from home, selling little bits online, creating little hats for babies and little, you know, knitting stuff. You'd still be with your kids and selling it online. You could be working at home online. For me, years and years ago, it was a lot harder. You know, they did not have the luxury that we have, Virgo. So you are very analytical. You can think outside the box. If you haven't got a job or you're in a career where you're unhappy, then the question is you're doing it to yourself because you just need to. And you know, I'll get all this, but you know, I've got this many bills to pay, and I've got this to do, and I've got kids, and I've got that, and I've got. I know. I tell you what we can do. We can sit here and come up with as many excuses as we can come up with, and then at the end, we'll sit there and ask ourselves if we're any better or any further for it. And the question will be no. Okay, the way we get further is by saying, yeah, well, we're still going to have to provide for our kids. We might lose that job. We have to look at the other side of the scale. And that's what you need to do this month if you're unemployed or you're in a job you hate. The Eight of Wands, I think, is suggesting, especially with the Empress card, if you're staying at home and you've got no job and you're sitting there thinking, go online, okay, find a way out of no way. If you're unhappy in a job, and you'd rather work from home, this is the month to do it. Yes, the King of Swords with the Empress comes up to say don't just sit there and go off into, you know, because the Empress is somebody who, she goes off into an abundance, and but the King of Swords is the one who steps in and goes, okay, right, this is what I want to do. I want to be a fashion designer. Okay, that's fine. Goes off into that fancy of seeing all your shit on the catwalk and all that. And then the realism comes in and about what it actually takes to be a fashion designer. And that's why the King of Swords has come up. So in other words, if it's about running a business as opposed to working for someone else, then yes, dream the dream, of course, and imagine it and fantasize about it, and then sit down and start putting into place exactly what it takes to be run your own business from home, because it isn't what people think. You have to get up and motivate yourself. You have to, you know, put the time into your marketing. You have to make sure you make money, because if you don't, you've got nothing. Okay, so I think that's one element for the career for Virgo this month. We've got the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is all about, and the High Priestess is Virgo. So the High Priestess is about you listening to your intuition. I've just been told then as well, for people who are mediums or psychic or tarot readers, or people who look at me and go, well, I wish I could do that, I'd like to do that. Stop wishing and start doing. Because the High Priestess is someone who's very intuitive. So it could be being a counsellor, a healer. It's the same kind of thing. You get a Skype, you get a YouTube channel, you demonstrate what your skills are. And if people want to buy into you as a product or into you as a service, they will do. Okay, that was all you need to do, not make excuses. The King of Swords is a natural counsellor. Okay, so the King of Swords will counsel everyone. He gives the best advice. Of course he does, he's a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. No, he does though, he gives the best advice. Okay, you can see that these people are all standing around him, and there's even a baby underneath him. And he looks quite stern, but I'm telling you, if you need to find a way and you need to get out of a problem, the King of Swords is the man to do it. So the message with the High Priestess, the King of Swords, the Empress, and the Eight of Wands, it's also about nurturing and caring for other people, being compassionate, helping other people to overcome problems, hence what I do. So for those who've been thinking, you know, not everyone's going to be thinking along those lines. Some are just going to want to set up businesses where they can work from home so that they can be with the children, but they still have got more money. And the Eight of Wands is all about working online. It might be as simple as that. But for others who naturally feel like they're a good communicator, they can analyse people's problems, they can help people to deal with the problems and move forward, you can be doing all of this online. So look into that in terms of a career or a job. Okay. We've just got so many cards on the table. The Ten of Pentacles is a message here that the Ten of Pentacles is all about a highly lucrative opportunity. The business that you set up, it's also about a business that lasts for many, many years. So now is the time to start looking and listening into your intuition about what it is that you want to do. What for me, the Ten of Pentacles is like a destiny card. It's what we came here to do, because it goes on for many generations and decades, etc. So the messages, you can see you've got the little kid, then you've got the grandpa, and then you've got, I'll show you. You've got the grandpa in the very back there, you've got these guys here, and then you've got the child that's at the bottom. Yeah. So the message is that that's what you need to think. And again, the working from home. So it's like Virgo is being given a massive edge this month, that if you can't find a job or you're unhappy in a career, also Virgo is the boss. I've worked for Virgo bosses. I have nothing but respect for Virgo people. They're the type of people who they will not just say to you, go and do that. They will get stuck in and they will do the work. And that's why my mum's a Capricorn and she's got a lot of Virgo in her chart. And I said to her, you're definitely just meant to run your own business. Because she's always had problems trying to sort jobs and all this. And I said to her, you should be running your own business. And the Ten of Pentacles is all about running your own business. The message here, though, for those who are in a job is to watch out for a Leo or a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, because with the Ten of Pentacles and the High Priestess, you really need to listen to your intuition. It might be about a promotional opportunity or about some secrets or things that are hidden from you in relation to your career. And with the Eight of Wands, you really need to be paying attention so that the communication you need comes to you this month, because they're like standing off chatting. Open your ears this month and shut your mouth, because again, especially with the King of Swords, he may communicate something to you this month. They may be the bosses. You might have a fire sign and an air sign as a boss, or a woman and a man as a boss. And they may kind of drop something in the conversation swiftly, hastily, without thinking. And that's the thing about people who are naturally psychic, and the High Priestess is naturally psychic. You will then be able to determine what is going to happen with that company over the course of time based off what they say this month, whether it's going to fail, what their plans are. You might overhear them saying something. You might only get a little bit of the information, but your intuition will work out the rest. So often we know when a company is failing, or when we know people have got plans or hidden agendas. That's the message if you're actually working in a company this month. The other side of it may be that you keep it hidden that you're pregnant with the Empress in there, because your boss may, again with maternity leave and all of this, you might actually be hiding it because the High Priestess is a Virgo, and then we've got the Empress, which is pregnancy, and the King of Swords is detached and doesn't want anything that's going to get in the way of business. So you may have to keep it on the down low, at least for now, while you can conceal the bump. The Four of Cups is all about being discontent. So the message here is that, right, I'm just going to go off on one, I'm just going to fucking lose it. Right, we've got 3 cups, and we've got this, the Divine handing in a cup, and then at the top, we've got, this is a brand new deck, by the way. It's a New Vision deck. It's a premium deck, expensive deck. And then we have the other one. And there was another one, and I wanted the set, but when I went today to get it, I looked and I was like, it's not worth the money. It was the images were poor. It was like he did 2 amazing decks and then got to the end one and just knocked it out, and it was poor. So the Four of Pentacles, because it's the same guy, the Four of Cups is all about, you can see that this person is being given a new offer, and then with them 3 cups, it's like you just focused on, well, I haven't got this, but I won't be able to do it, but I haven't got enough money, but yeah. Who gives a fuck? Like, at the end of the day, right, if you're unhappy, Virgo, then whose job is it to come in and step in and, like, fix your life? Whose job is it to give you a job? Whose job is it to make you live your dream career? I'm just wondering whose job it is, because, you know what I mean? Because I did that for many, many years. I went to jobs and I sat there and I expected people to step in and see how hard I worked and, you know, reward me. And did they ever reward me? Did they fuck? They didn't care, okay? No one cares. No one's going to build your dreams. No one cares whether you're successful. No one cares whether you're unhappy or happy. When you're working for a company, they care about rewards. They care about their own money and building their own empire, because that's what the Ten of Pentacles is. So if you're in a career in which you're sitting there and you're like, oh yeah, I never get anything given to me, then the message is listen to your intuition, start putting yourself out there, go after what you true, you know, start nurturing yourself, start looking at yourself and seeing yourself as valuable, start looking at yourself from the point of view of like, wait there a minute, do you know what I mean? I've been doing this for God knows how long, I'm not getting any respect for what I do, I'm going. You know, and it might be that I'm definitely seeing that some of you really want to set up your own business or literally create your own empire, but you're probably sitting there going, yeah, but it's not going to happen for me, hence the Four of Cups. And the message here is, actually, it can happen if you believe it can happen, okay? So, if you sit here and you choose to be discontent and you choose to not change nothing, guess what? Tarot is now. You know, people say to me, is tarot psychic? And I'm like, no, tarot is a guide. So tarot's going to tell you what's happening in this moment. You can change that by your actions. It's the free will of providence and the karma. If you just sit there and say, oh, well, I'm just going to be bored, and it's, you know, that's why when people get back to me and they go, oh, so my month's going to be shit then. And I'm like, well, no, because that means that you're just going to listen to this reading and change nothing. It's never negative. Even when it's the most negative reading, it's coming up to say, look, this is what you're in. And you can change this by getting up and saying, okay, this is what might happen, or this is the potential to happen, or I am unhappy. but I'm going to make sure that I change that around. It's always positive, even in the negatives, okay? So this offer, this new beginning, this chance to follow your passion, because with the Ace of Cups, that's what this is. The Ace of Cups is all about following what we're truly passionate about. And if you want to be happy, and if you want to go get up every day and be going to a job where you're like, wow, this is hard, but you know what, I'm happy, then this is what you need to do. If you want to get to this position, I'm also seeing Virgo. Virgo likes money. Virgo likes to know that Virgo, you know, I've got a Virgo ascendant. Sometimes I hate it because I've got a Gemini sun, and that can make me spend money, and you know what I mean. But the Virgo in me is like, wait there, I've got a security. But I wish I kind of did have a bit more Earth, because it kind of counteracts each other. And sometimes I'm a bit, 1 minute I'm all gold, and then the next minute I'm like, but that's something I've got to work on, okay? And for you, security is something that you want to work on and something that you dedicate yourself to. The message is that, honestly, some of you can set up great businesses this month. Great opportunities can come to you. A brand new job can come to you where you can actually go to a job where you get up every day and you're happy. But how can you move on to a new job and put yourself out there if you're still staying where you are? You can't stay where you are and go where you're going. The Eight of Wands is all about, if you are in a job in which you're unhappy, then start sending your email out there. Don't start sitting there going, well, it's getting up to Christmas, so there's no jobs. There's jobs. It might be that you go into a temporary Christmas job, which doesn't even appear that much, but offers a lot more later on. Okay, they might keep you on. It might be that then from there you go on to work hard, and then you get promoted and you work up and you're there for years and you do really well. Don't ever look a gift horse in the mouth, and don't ever listen to this whole preconception of what the media say, where they're like, you know, it's like people get to sit in time zones and they start listening to, where there's no jobs out there. Are you fucking messing me? There's a World Wide Web out there. There's no such thing as there's no jobs anymore. There's not even an excuse for that. You know, is the government horrible? Of course they are. All governments are horrible. Are they corrupt? Are they all about themselves? Of course they are. So what? So what are you going to do? Sit there and let governments destroy your life? You get one life. You know, so get up, and if you're unhappy, put your email out there, contact people, go after it, take action. You know, if you want to start up your own business, no, don't wait for next year. Why wait for next year? Start it now. I started this business last November. That was just before the end of the year. I could have sat there and went, oh, let's get up to Christmas. I'll wait to eat Christmas cakes and pies. Maybe when it got to Christmas, though, I'd have never done it. Just do it. Go with your instinct. Go with your intuition with the High Priestess. If it's telling you to do it, take the fucking risk, because that's where the reward will be. Okay. Right, because what we've got now is the devil, and the devil is all about obsession. The devil is all about feeling chained and enslaved and all this, right? And the message of the devil is simple. You're choosing to remain enslaved and trapped in a job that you fucking hate. You're choosing to live the life you live. And when I say this to people, they get really offended. And I'm like, why? Because it's the truth. I'm sorry, the truth is harsh, but it's the truth. And, you know, Virgo, I've got a lot of respect for Virgos. You know, and each month I might go off on one side more than the other, but I'll do it based off what the cards come up. And I honestly couldn't give a fuck. It's as simple as this. I could have a lot more subscribers than I've got now. I could have thousands of subscribers right now, okay? If I played the little, right, this is this, the Page of Pentacles means this, it means a job's going to come to you. I've seen readers do it, but I'm not interested in that. Come to my channel, let me life coach you, let me guide you with the tarot, but also life coach you to change your mindset. If you like what you hear, please click subscribe. If you don't, you can leave by the exit there, okay? It's that simple. The message is you have to choose the life. You have to come to a point where you go, a lot of people believe that the mind controls them. And when you come to a position of power, you realise that it's the other way around. You control your mind. It is hard to come to that understanding, but once you do, everything changes. Your relationships change, your emotions change, your career changes, because you realise that what you tell the mind gives you power. So if you say to yourself, I'm going to get a job, do it to yourself. Tell yourself you're going to do something. As opposed to when someone next says, yeah, you know, it's supposed to, like, say you're thinking to yourself, right, I'm really going to go to the lakes for the weekend, and then you always go to yourself, oh no, but I can't, or no, this has got to be done. Then the man goes, oh, she said no, he said no, okay. This time around, what I want you to do is say to yourself, I'm going to go for a new job. Okay, I don't care what obstacles, and you keep telling yourself that, and you keep putting yourself out there and putting your CV around there, or I'm going to take this risk in relation to setting up a business. Before you know it, you'll be off, and you won't be chained or obsessed. But I'm seeing us with the devil card, you you feel trapped, you feel like you can't move, you feel like, well, if I do this, there's this consequence, or if I do that, there's that consequence, but there's always consequences. There's always things that can go wrong, and there's risks need to be taken. But I'm saying, excuse me, if you do take risks this month, you'll break away from a really bad habit of thinking that you can't do it because of finances, or you can't do it because of this, and before you know it, you'll be off and you'll have achieved what you want to. It's that simple. You're not chained, you're not enslaved, you're in a negative career or job because you choose to be so. And if you listen to this and you come to that realization, I promise you, Virgo, this time next year you'll be on a different path. Those who don't will be in the same path, bored, miserable. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about career. It's that simple. Okay, let's get on to love life. So with the love life, we've got the Fool. Okay, so the Fool is all about being impulsive, it's all about risk, it's all about just kind of throwing ourselves into things without thinking, risky behaviours, impulsiveness, sleeping with people without no protection, no pill, that kind of thing. I'm telling you now, especially if you're dealing with the King of Swords, if you get pregnant to this Gemini, Libra or Aquarius man, he'll leave. He's not interested. Okay, he's cutthroat. He'll tell you to no in certain terms. You didn't protect yourself. That's not my problem. I'm not staying around. Okay, I would be extremely careful. It might be some of you are doing this on purpose with the man you're actually with, and I'm telling you what now, he won't be impressed, and he'll tell you if that's the case. The Three of Cups is suggesting that this might be done when you're drunk. Please do be careful in November, especially with it coming up to, obviously what happens in November, it's all Christmas parties. Prior to, obviously, normally December, but might be the end of November. Some people do it earlier, where people go to Christmas parties, and again, might be sleeping with the boss, or just doing something impulsive with somebody, sex with no protection, like I've just said, and then next minute, boom, you're fucked. Okay, so be really, really careful in November about when you're getting drunk and when you're out there, and how you're protecting yourself and what you're doing in relation to fertility, with the Empress card in there. Because we've got the Knight of Wands as well. So the Knight of Wands is a Sagittarius, Leo or Aries. He's someone who likes a quick bang, let's just say, and he's someone who'll swift in and he'll swift out just as quickly. Careful, does it? The King of Pentacles may be someone who's in your working environment as well. And let's face it, that's only going to get messy if you're sleeping together, you sleep together because you go to a party, or maybe you all go out together after work. It might not even be for Christmas. Things get heated, whatever, and then shit happens, and this person you've got to see every day. It might not even be get pregnant. The Empress card is all about Venus, so it's sex, okay? But it might be that you end up sleeping with someone from the office, or it's just gonna get messy, Virgo. Be careful. Because the Seven of Pentacles is all about waiting, and the Seven of Pentacles is all about work as well. And again, it might affect your work opportunities or affect your work environment. That's what I'm seeing as one scenario. Another scenario, okay, what have we got here? What I'm seeing here with the Virgo woman is she's waiting for a Gemini, Libra or Aquarius, a Sagittarius, Leo or Aries mainly. Could be a Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo, could be all three because it's generalised. And it might be that you're waiting for them to propose. You're waiting for, if you're in a relationship with them, you're waiting for them to move the relationship to a more, let's have children, let's move in together, let's join our finances. And this Knight of Wands and this King of Pentacles and King of Swords are really not thinking along those lines. They're kind of more thinking about than are asked. Especially the Knight of Wands. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, Leo or Aries, I'm telling you, Virgo, this person is non-committal, whoever you're dealing with, and it might see you ending up on your own. And I'm detaching his emotions quite quickly. I'm seeing as that he could leave as well. I'm seeing as that you've got a partner who is being detached from you, and I think he's sleeping with other women, hence why the Knight of Wands with the Three of Cups is coming up. I think that he's sleeping with other women, and you can see that the King of Swords has come up, and the King of Swords is very, very detached. The message here is we always pick up things within our intuition, so especially probably with sex as well, because if you're naturally close to someone and then you can feel it, because it's so intimate and stuff like that, it might be that you then start to realise there's something off here. And with the Knight of Wands, I see it as that possibly a partner is cheating. Could be with it could be with a Leo, because again we've got Three of Cups and Knight of Wands, and that's another Leo, or has cheated, as being it might have been a one night stand. It might be someone in the office. The King of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles when he's at work. Okay. So I'm seeing, like I said, some of you who are in relationships, you're feeling like you're a bit detached from your partner and you're really, really wanting to move things forward. It might be a marriage proposal with the Three of Cups in there, hoping he'll propose at Christmas maybe, something like that. Or it might be wanting a baby. But again, you're not getting a straight answer. With the King of Swords, if it's not that you're dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Virgo, it's about that a straightforward conversation needs to be had, or maybe he'll convey to you that he doesn't want the same things as you this month. You know, maybe he'll say to you, well, I don't want kids, or I don't want to get married yet, I'm quite happy the way things are. And it might see you feeling a bit like, you know, this person with the Seven of Pentacles is tired of waiting. They're just waiting. They're waiting for this commitment, and it's definitely commitment because you can see that the Pentacle is here, and they're waiting for this commitment, but it's whether this commitment will come. The King of Pentacles, if you're dealing with a Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo, is going to go into this could be you though. This could be you. Or if you are dealing with a Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo, it might be that they want to get the ship in order, so hence why they might not be proposing to you, or they might not be giving you what you want right now in terms of kids and that. Because, excuse me, maybe he's like, well, I just want to wait till we've built a certain level of revenue and then we'll look at all the kids and stuff later, or the marriage and stuff later. I've just got as well that for those who get the shock of the pregnancy, you're going to go straight to looking at your finances and how you're going to be able to deal with this. Because with the Empress card, that's what that is in the situation. Three of Cups, again, is about a baby shower, a celebration. So I'm seeing some of you actually being happy that you're pregnant. But with the Seven of Pentacles, it still sees you looking and going, shit, am I going to be able to deal with this? Am I going to be able to handle this? Because you can see that he's looking and he's like, and then you've got the Ghost up here, which is our fears about finances and all of this. So for fears in relation to obviously this news that's come, which is great and celebratory and all of this. But part of you is a bit like, you know, I'm going to have to make sure that I can nurture and care for this child as well. I'm definitely seeing like one night stands if you're single, and risky behaviour with the Fool. So if you are and you don't want to fall pregnant to just a random guy and you don't want to be a single mum, because what I'm seeing is with the Empress and the King of what I'm seeing with the Empress and the King of Swords is that is what's going to happen. Okay, this man will detach himself and he'll rush off. This could be the same man, the Knight of Wands with the King of Swords, and they just rush off straight out of there. They don't want nothing to do with it. It was just a one night stand to them. They just detached themselves. Okay. For those who were in a marriage, I'm seeing maybe another baby on the way. Okay. Your partner might not be too pleased about it. You might need to accommodate more finances. News that comes in suddenly. The Knight of Wands. And the King of Pentacles, and again it sees you needing to really, really look at how far you've come in terms of finances, or what you need to do in relation to finances. If you're single, I'm seeing as that you're going to meet someone. So if you're the Virgo woman, you're going to be very sexy and appealing this month, and you're going to meet a Virgo, Taurus or Capricorn, or this Virgo, Taurus or Capricorn is waiting to see you at a party so he can kind of, you know, see what he can do. Okay, the Knight of Wands most definitely is after you. He's a Sagittarius, Leo or Aries, and he's ready to take action when he sees you out. It might be someone who's from work and who's been waiting and who's attracted to you and who actually takes action this month when you all go out. It might be you go out for drinks after work, or you do something like that, or do an actual Christmas party towards the end of the month, and again he starts putting it out there to you. But you know, you may feel detached towards him though, with the King of Swords sitting next to the Empress. You know, or maybe you need to detach yourself and watch yourself because this guy's a bit of a player. The Fool is all about new beginnings, so it's about new love that's coming into your life, Virgo, most definitely. I'm seeing that some of you are bored in a relationship, you feel detached, you feel unhappy. You know, you kind of like, you're sitting there, it feels all practical and just a bit boring. There's some ghosts and some things that are starting to work into the relationship now where you start to see it's not really working. With the Knight of Wands, there might be this new sexy magnetic person who comes in, okay? Three of Cups is all about love triangles as well. So some of you may start doing risky behaviours with somebody in work, like I said, and, you know, sex, that kind of thing. But you're already in a relationship with this King of Swords. Okay, anything else I'm seeing? For the Virgo man, most definitely with the Knight of Wands, I'm seeing as that you're just kind of enjoying going out there, and again you can see that these people are all coming towards him and you're enjoying the attention that you're getting off these women. And I'm seeing that for you, a Leo most definitely could be massive in terms of how you feel about it, but it might be that you're putting on a hard front, you know, work as normal front. It might be to do with, because Virgo are very practical, that you work together with the King of Pentacles and also the Seven of Pentacles, so you're waiting and you're not sure whether to make a move, because with the Fool you don't want to be impulsive or reckless or naive, which is fine. Again, some like to say the Fool is Aries, but I see it as Gemini as well, so definitely I'm seeing some of you are dealing with a Gemini, or most definitely a Gemini, probably, or Libra or Aquarius, who's quite detached and reckless, but more so a Gemini. If you're dating, you've got multiple options if you're the Virgo man, and if you're dating and you're the Virgo woman, you're definitely very sexy and appealing, and there's people who, again, who are sitting there and they're waiting to make a move on you. But again, I'm seeing as that you're just nurturing and caring and looking after yourself this month and your business, etc. You go into celebrations though, and if you do want to meet anyone, then it's time to get out there with sisters and friends, because they're going to come flocking. Emotionally, we've got the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands with the Empress is definitely suggesting that some of you know that your partner, if you're the Virgo woman, is detached because they're dealing with or attracted to a Leo specifically, or a Sagittarius or Aries woman, and you can see that this person is, it could be a friend. We've got it might be finding out about, for some reason I've just been told some of you may find out that your partner, your ex-partner, they just said, has got one of your friends, your sister, pregnant, more likely a friend or something like that, or has partnered up with an ex-friend or a friend or something along that lines. Okay, it might be news that comes your way this month. And the Queen of Wands is, that's why it's affecting your emotions. The Queen of Wands and your emotions, for me, for the Virgo woman, is suggesting that, again, it might be passion. It might be passion that you want to act upon, but you're not acting upon it. And again, the Queen of, this is in your emotions, so this is in relation to your career. It's in relation to all areas of your life. So the message of the Queen of Wands is all about whatever passion you feel. Stop sitting back, because in the Rider-Waite she's holding it, isn't she? So she feels really passionate, but she's not acting upon it. Whereas the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands, when they were younger, are more like, fuck it, I'll just take the risk. And sometimes that can be bad, but sometimes that can be the best thing for us. And the message here is to take the risk. If it's in relation to a career endeavour or something you really, really want to do, stop holding all your passion and what you truly want to do within you, and nurture and cultivate and take risks to go after what you want. Okay, listen to your intuition, be cautious, don't be reckless or, with the Devil card and then just rush into things. Stop obsessing over the little details, stop letting things hold you back, and just go after what you want and follow your passion, and things will start to happen for you. In relation to your health, we've got the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is all about indecision, being indecisive about your health in some way. Or again, in the Rider-Waite, they've got the blindfold over their eyes and the cross on the heart and refusing to acknowledge it. It could be that you're not seeing the truth, that there's some problem in relation to your actual heart. Okay, heart problems or breathing problems, because it's across the chest. So it's going to be something to do with the heart or this area, where you're just refusing to kind of, it could be you got lumps, or little lumps or something along those lines, and you just don't want to face the truth. You're not getting checked out. And the Empress card is all about that you need to nurture and care for your health the way you would nurture and care for a baby's health or a person around you who you care about. The King of Swords is all about looking at the facts, or going to a doctor who can look at the facts and who can put your mind at ease in relation to whatever. Indecisive about fertility problems, because again, that is health. So the message here is that some of you may want to get pregnant, but it may be that you're unsure whether you're infertile or not. And with the King of Swords, it might be that you can go to, he definitely comes across as like a doctor to me, because again, he's a surgeon, isn't he? He's got a sword. So for me, it's all about a surgeon or someone who deals with, he's a doctor, he deals with surgeries, he deals with all of that. And with the Empress card, it may be that you need to go into surgery, or you don't want to face the truth that you need your womb or something removed because of a health problem or a health issue. Don't know why I'm being told this, but this is what they're saying to me, and you need to face the truth. Okay, or maybe you've got fear and anxiety or indecision about maybe that's what needs to be done, or maybe you need some surgery or some sort so you can become pregnant, or treatment or something, and this King of Swords is the man to help you. Or maybe they tell you that you need your womb removing and actually you don't, and you need a second opinion or something like that, because this is all to do with health. But the overall theme and the general message for Virgo in relation to health in November is that you need to look after your health, Virgo, on a very, very deep level. Okay, stop it might be that you've had niggles, or you've had pains, or you might be getting chest pains every now and again, and you kind of like, oh, it'll be fine. Stop ignoring it. Prevention is better than cure, and I've definitely seen it in my own family in the last couple of years. So please, if you feel, especially with the High Priestess being in there, I know she's in your career, but it's in your intuition. You have an amazing intuition being a Virgo. Listen to it, and if you do, then whatever issues, you can go and deal with it. You need to nurture, care, and make sure that your health is abundant, and doing that is taking time out away from work, taking time out away from detaching yourself and pretending that problems aren't there when deep down you know that they are. Just because you ignore these pains or these niggles or whatever, it's not going to make them go away. And if it's something a little bit more serious, as much as we don't want to say that, you're only going to suffer for it later, and you're going to kick yourself because you didn't deal with it. And trust me, as a woman, and possibly a Virgo, I think it was actually, who said that I saved a life by giving her advice. So please, if this is you, then just listen and go and do it, okay? Just nurture, care, and don't be blinded to your health, because health is everything. Without that, you're not doing anything else. So don't give a fuck what you've got to do or what needs to be done. Blah, blah, blah. That first, everything else later. Your spiritual advice sees the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is all about spiritually, especially with the Empress, you're starting to actually nurture and entertain spirituality. You're definitely starting to look at it from a more like, okay, I can see why this has a place. Especially with the High Priestess in your career as well. It might be that you've been getting like higher forces niggling at you, and spiritually you're becoming a lot more spiritual, and understanding that by being more spiritual, we can ground ourselves more in the external world, and we can become better and achieve more. Emotionally, it might be spiritually, you're looking for answers. You're looking for direction spiritually as to which way you should go. Okay, you really want to understand why you're here, what you're here to do. It might be that you feel that spiritually you're kind of, remember I was saying about career before, that you're like a life coach, and that you can inspire other people and guide and counsel other people, especially with these two cards together for me. Because what we've got is the King of Swords, who's someone who's analytical, somebody who's very direct, honest. He's a counsellor. He literally, you can see these people are looking to him, they're standing around the side of him, and that's because obviously they're guarding him almost, but he does express to people and help people out of problems. And then we've got the Empress, who's saying that he's not only someone who's quite harsh and direct, but he's nurturing and caring and compassionate and can understand people on all levels, on an analytical level, but also on an emotional level. And that makes a great counsellor, psychologist, psychiatrist, and that can all be done online, of course. Or you might set up your own practice with the Ten of Pentacles, but there might be fear there. No one's any different from you, Virgo. But the Queen of Cups in your emotions, it might be spiritually you're picking up a lot more energy, a lot more guidance in November, and you really need to pay attention. Okay, it might be that you're kind of like a sponge, and spiritually it's like there's all these signs coming your way, and maybe you're not like that, and you're a bit like, oh wait there, what the fuck's happening? And that happened to me actually before I started to, because I was like, and then I started to realise the wisdom in it, and then that's when I started to really follow the path of spirituality. So, I think people look at spirituality and they think it like religion. Now, religion's got its place. Some people like religion, some people like spirituality. I guess it's the same thing. It's believing in higher forces. It's believing in higher meaning. It's believing that by listening to our higher voice and our higher meaning and our higher reasoning, that it can guide us in the external world and In fact, it really can. So that's the message for you. You're going to be quite spiritual this month. You're going to be picking up people's energies like a sponge, other people's thoughts. You're going to be looking at a person. It's like you're just going to understand what the fuck people are thinking and all of this, and that can be scary as well. You know, especially with me, because people know that I'm like you know, psychic, yeah, you know, an intuitive, empath. I'm someone who, you know, this is what someone said to me in work the other day. She's like, you know, I just know when I'm around you that you're going to be picking up things, and you probably do know that about me. And it makes people fearful, because they kind of try to avoid you, because they're like, well, she's gonna, and that's not the case for me at all. You know, I'm not gonna exploit her or anything like that. But that's gonna be you this month, and it might be that that's where you really do start to look at, wait there, I might have a natural gift here, and you start to channel yourself in that direction. Or it might be that that's coming to happen to you so that you can stop being chained and enslaved to this negative career and take on the path that you're generally meant to take on in your life. Spiritually as well, with the people around you, if you're in a situation and you're a little bit drunk and you're thinking, I shouldn't be doing this isn't a good idea, or I've had one too many drinks, probably shouldn't have another one, don't fucking have another one, Virgo, because it's sending you the sign that if you do, there'll be consequences, maybe even pregnancy. Careful now. You know, enjoy yourself, but don't drink the bar. Okay, because the Empress is overindulgence as well, and the Two of Swords is kind of not facing the truth that she's overindulging in some way. It could be food, drink, drugs, whatever, you name it. More so food, because that's what she has, and drink and stuff like that, especially with the Three of Cups in there. It's sex as well. Okay, rein it in. You know, enjoy yourself. We all want to enjoy ourselves, but I don't know what that is anymore. But you know, honestly though, just enjoy, but don't overdo it. Your strength, which I'm actually loving, is the Nine of Swords, because I was panicking. The Nine of Swords coming up as a strength is that you've got the ability to see that most of your fears are unfounded. The Nine of Swords, when it comes up in our weakness or in our general situation, is kind of like everything is shit. It's sleepless nights, it's worry, it's anxiety, it's fear, it's everything that can happen will happen, that kind of mentality and attitude. But I'm liking that with everything I've said to you this month, if you actually do listen and apply it, for those who really do want a new beginning and really truly do want to follow their life path in terms of their career, this is all about you coming to a place where I came to, where you're like, there's only so much fear and there's only so much anxiety a person can put themselves through before they get to a point where they're like, fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. And that is what you're going to do this month. Some of you are going to listen to this and you're going to go, you know what, I've been knowing that I need to do this for a while. And that's all this is. This isn't me. You know, I'm not some big, any different from anybody else. All it is I'm a light worker, and obviously energies work through me, and it's kind of like you were directed here, and you were directed that so that everything you've been truly feeling deep down, or maybe things subconsciously you was, but you weren't consciously paying attention to, will be delivered to you. And it might, you know, process straight away, or it might process throughout the month or later on, but it will come to a point where you're like, fuck it. And for those who've listened to what I've said and like, no, she's right, I am letting fear and anxiety. The strength is that you will be able to overcome your fear and anxiety, and you will be able to go after what you want despite of it. And believe me, that is when life starts to get juicy. And your weakness is the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles coming up in relation to your weakness is that you're not willing to be a beginner. And I've just took up Thai boxing. Don't ask me why, because all I do is end up bruised, punched by my boss, but my coach, okay, and I have multiple bruises on me, and it just doesn't look good. But it's boss, okay. It's a really good, for those who don't know what boss means, it means really good in other countries. But it's hard work, okay, and it's kind of, I'm looking at him and he's spinning around, he's doing all these kicks, and you know he's made of steel and stuff, might as well be, and I'm kind of like, well, I'm not going to be that, and like, you know, what's the point? And I've kind of got that mentality, and that's my weakness, and I've got a Virgo ascendant, and I'm like, it's not that I'm not willing, well, maybe I'm not willing to work at it, it's like, I'm not going to be him. At the end, I don't deserve to be him. He's put in years and years of work to get to that level. Therefore, it's like, if I want it, then I'm going to have to work for it. And that's the weakness here. The weakness is also suggesting that you're either not willing to work for something. If you want your business, if you want a business, then you need to put in the work to make that business happen. Nothing is ever a dream. It can always be achieved, but it means we have to put in that work, Virgo, to make it happen. And the question is, with the Eight of Pentacles and your weakness, is, are you willing to do the work to achieve what you want? Because that's why you're not achieving it. Okay, the Eight of Pentacles again is someone who is unwilling to learn new skills, someone who is unwilling to put themselves through a learning process, an education process, that kind of thing, to get the skill set they need. Okay, someone who's unwilling to be apprentice in terms of going out there and going, okay, I'm going to be, it might be that you've been a big boss for a company, but now you've got to set up your own company, and it's like, no, but you're unwilling to kind of accept that there's new, still things you need to learn. Just because you've been a big boss doesn't make you mean you're going to be great at this. You might be going off into a whole new area, and the weakness is that you're not accepting, or you're not looking at the facts that this is all about a learning curve, it's all about a new beginning. Okay, again, the weakness is you're just not willing to put in the work in relation to achieving your dreams in terms of your career. Or your weakness may be that all you do is work, and that's why the relationship you're in is becoming a bit detached, and your man is starting to look elsewhere with the Three of Cups and the Knight of Wands in there. You've been engrossed in a project, and it doesn't shock me, Virgo, and then this Knight of Wands, or even Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, is detaching themselves and they're beginning to look elsewhere. There might be fucking multiple women, I can't lie. Okay, so you just really need to look at things closely. That's what the King of Cups is doing. King of Swords even. Okay, the big message for you this month is to really look at your career, listen to your intuition. If you're in a negative job or a negative situation, it's as simple as this. You're allowing your own fears and your own anxieties to get the better of you, and if you listen to me, you won't do. If you truly sit there and go, actually, she's right, I'm choosing this life, I'm choosing to remain here, I'm letting these treat me like this because I don't have enough self-esteem, I'm too fearful and anxious to take a risk and to go after something new and to put in the fucking work to make it happen, so therefore I'm choosing my own bed and I'm lying in it, then things will change. Okay, pregnancy is a possibility, most definitely. We've got the Queen of Wands in your emotions, the Empress in your situation, so I'm definitely seeing maybe possibly another child coming along. If you've got one already, there's two children in this card, so another one may be coming along. Okay, if you've got a boy, it might be a girl, and if you've got a girl, it might be a boy. And it might be there's some problems with your partner, because it might have happened when you were drunk, you didn't use any and it was unexpected, and now you need to really look at your finances. And again, the message is, again, if this is that you're single and you don't want to be a single mum, then the risky behaviours and being drunk and stuff like that, you might meet a player who comes in and then goes out just as quickly. And the Knight of Wands is someone who tends to be quite fertile, because again, he's fire, so a lot of energy and stuff like that. The Nine of Swords is the ability to overcome your anxieties, overcome your fears, and go after your dreams and do what you want, Virgo. The question is why you're still waiting. And the Two of Swords, I just want you to be careful with refusing to acknowledge things and being indecisive in relation to your health. If you're overindulging, it might be, again, that 1 minute you're all good and then the next minute you're all bad. We all do it. I'm the same. I'm a personal trainer. I struggle myself. But the Two of Swords is saying, do not put a blindfold on and refuse to acknowledge your health. You need to nurture, care, and attend to your health the same way you would any other area of your life. It's that simple. And that's it, really, Virgo. Okay, I see a great month as long as you're careful, as long as you're, I definitely see it as if you're single as well, that there's much opportunity, whether if you're the Virgo man or woman, for love to come into your life, possibly at celebrations, Christmas party. I know it's November, but some people do it early in November, most definitely. And the Fool is all about a new beginning, someone coming into your life, and you kind of being a bit like, might be someone from work, so you might be a bit like, well, wait a minute, should I even go there? But you feel passionate about this, or with the Queen of Wands being in your emotions, you might have had a crush or attraction to someone for quite a while, and this might be your chance to nurture this crush and see where it goes. Go with that. Okay, if you're single, then put yourself out there, look sexy, look appealing, Virgo man or woman. I'm seeing the Virgo man probably being more about getting some action now. And the message is, if there's someone who's attracted to you and who's waiting for you to make a move and you're not interested, then it's time to kind of put it out there and let this person know that you're not interested, and be honest about it. Overcome your fear and anxiety about telling them. And that's it, Virgo. Enjoy your month. Let me know what you thought. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I will speak to you in December.